Hello, friends. How are you all? Hope you are doing great at various aspects of your lives. Welcome to another podcast by ThinkerViews. Well, I am not referring to the phrase book review podcast because this is not exactly a book review, but rather it is a discussion about a book. Today, we are continuing our quest to explore the short story collection by Ian Fleming, For Your Eyes Only. We have earlier talked about the first story in the book, that was A View to a Kill. And today we are going to talk about the second story in the book, that is For Your Eyes Only. Friends, this is one of the stories that shows the emotional and human sides of M, the boss of James Bond. How much burden he is having on his shoulders to take decisions and how it affects him. Yeah, in the films, M is a female played by Judy Dench, but in the stories, M is a male. So we were talking how it affects him psychologically and mentally. It also shows that when you are on the top, you are alone and responsible for all the decisions. The people working in the layer below you, a management is like a pyramid, as we know, are simply taking your orders. But it is you who initiate the tasks. For your eyes only was a case that is not only official but personal for M. This is probably the only, or maybe one of the few, where the file is marked as For Your Eyes Only by M rather than Top Secret. Let us dive a little deep into the story. Now, let us look at some elements of the story. A wealthy elder Jamaican couple, the male was a retired colonel, was living in the isolated place of so many acres that actually belongs to them. When a retired major came to meet them and offer a handsome amount of money to purchase the land belonged to them. He was interested in the land on behalf of an international criminal who is associated with drug business. The couple was not interested in selling the place as they were attached with it emotionally. However, the major had to finish the deal anyway. He tried all the offers and tricks, and after he was unsuccessful, he simply killed the people. Though their daughter was not there at that time and hence was survived. She had to deal with the property now. Well, actually, there was nothing to deal for her. She simply needed to hand it over legally to the drug lord and his team who already have grabbed it. Mr. and Mrs. Havelocks, the murdered couple, were such good friends to him that he even served them as the best man on their wedding. Now, as the Havelocks are no more, their daughter is in danger and she needs to be taken care of. Now, as the murder was related to a drug racket, the drug lord wanted the place for his living in isolation and under protection of corrupt officers, etc. Him have to look after it and demolish the wrong people and business. On the other hand, it belongs to him personally also. So he has to make sure that his decision was to use official resources on official stuff rather than using them for personal revenge. This is the burden he has on him. Bond, however, understands the necessity of killing the killers due to several reasons, including the wrong people and wrong business must be demolished. It not only keeps making the society malicious, but also gives them a chance to grow the same. Also, the authorities must need to send the underworld the signal that they are not the soft targets. When a citizen is hurt, the authority has to bounce back on the underworld to show them that the citizens who are living responsibly to make a society are the most precious element, and the authority cannot tolerate any harm to them. Well, there are so many reasons. All this stuff explores a lot about the mindset of Ian Fleming. Actually, When you read any book and you traverse through the incidents and characters mentioned, actually you are exploring the hidden mindset of the author, and it is very interesting to explore because we humans are blessed with the most precious gift called mind, and that is what makes us responsible for what we are today. Anyway, the story moves ahead, and we see that how a commissioner hands over the next steps to help James Bond in the mission to his subordinate. The conversation between James Bond and Colonel Jones is very interesting to read. Without spilling the beans about there, to keep your interest intact when you read it, I must mention two things about it. How Colonel Jones remained politically correct when talking to James. How much care he took when providing aids to James. Like, the map, for example, is much older and used, and also some lines with pen are drawn onto the same. So, it looks like the user, James Bond, uses it actually since a while. And, well, let me stop here. There starts James Bond's journey to the villa of Havelocks. The explanation about the surroundings in the moonlight night is a good read. James, when observing the villa from a distance and moving towards the same, was interrupted by a girl with bow and arrow. We got to know that she is the daughter of Havelocks, who is en route to kill the killers of her parents. And she already got to a length collecting the details about the people who are now living in her villa. There was an angry discussion about who is going to kill the drug lord. Despite of James' explanation that he is the expert in the field and she was amateur, he has a plan and she is having just anger and skills in throwing bows. She was firm that drug lord killed her father, so nonetheless, she will kill him and there can be no discussion there. How James copes with the situation and how the mission got accomplished is something I leave you to read on. The way the drug lord was assassinated is interesting, a nice tale to read. A few facts. A comic strip based on the short story was published from 11 September 1961 to 9th December 1961. The comic strip adapter was Henry Gamedige and illustrator was John McCluskey. The story was originally entitled Man's Work, and even you find dialogue telling the same when Bond was convincing Judy. Well, don't forget to visit our discussion about the previous and next story that is part of the short story collection and share with us your thoughts about how this discussion is going on. Till we meet with our next podcast, bye bye, take care, namaskar.